Ethical hacking is a lot like being a digital locksmith. Imagine someone hires you to test the locks on their house. They want you to try to pick the locks, check the windows, and see if you can get inside without a key. You are not a burglar because you have permission. You are there to find the weak spots so the homeowner can fix them before a real burglar shows up. Ethical hacking is exactly that, but for computer systems, networks, and applications. It is the practice of testing a company's digital defenses to find vulnerabilities. The goal is never to cause harm or steal information. It is always to help the organization become stronger and more secure. An ethical hacker is often called a white hat hacker. This name comes from old Western movies where the good guys wore white hats and the bad guys wore black hats. A black hat hacker is a criminal who breaks into systems illegally for personal gain, to cause damage, or to steal sensitive data. An ethical hacker, the white hat, uses the very same skills and techniques as a black hat. The critical difference is their motivation and, most importantly, their authorization. They operate with the full knowledge and consent of the system's owner. They are security professionals hired to think like an adversary and discover weaknesses from the inside out. Let's think about a simple example. A bank has a new mobile app that lets you check your balance and transfer money. Before they release this app to millions of customers, they need to be sure it is secure. A malicious hacker might try to find a flaw to steal money or customer data. So, the bank hires an ethical hacker to attack the app first. The ethical hacker will try everything they can think of to break it. They might try to guess passwords, intercept data, or find a bug that gives them access to other people's accounts. They are essentially simulating a real-world attack in a controlled environment. By doing this, the ethical hacker provides the bank with a detailed report of all the security holes they found. This report is like a roadmap for the bank's developers. It tells them exactly what needs to be fixed to make the application safe for public use. The ethical hacker doesn't just point out problems, they often provide recommendations on how to solve them. This proactive approach helps the bank patch its vulnerabilities before a real criminal can exploit them. The ethical hacker is a crucial part of the security team, a trusted partner who helps protect the company's most valuable digital assets and its reputation. The single most important rule in ethical hacking is permission. Without explicit written consent from the owner of a system, any attempt to access it is illegal. It crosses the line from ethical hacking to criminal activity. Before an ethical hacker even thinks about running a single scan or testing a login page, they must have a signed contract. This legal document, often called a scope of work or rules of engagement, clearly defines what they are allowed to test, when they are allowed to test it, and what methods they can use. It is a professional and legal framework that protects both the hacker and the client. This contract is incredibly detailed for a reason. It sets clear boundaries to prevent any accidental damage or disruption to the organization's business. For example, the scope might state that the ethical hacker can only perform testing between midnight and 4 a.m. to avoid slowing down the company's network during peak business hours. It might specify which servers are in scope and which ones are strictly off limits. Breaking these rules, even with good intentions, can have serious consequences, including legal action and the loss of professional credibility. Adherence to the agreed-upon scope is non-negotiable in the world of professional security testing. Beyond the contract, ethical hackers are bound by a strong code of ethics. Their primary duty is to their client. This means they must maintain strict confidentiality. Any vulnerabilities they discover, any sensitive data they might encounter during their testing, all of it must be kept secret. They cannot share this information with anyone outside the designated contacts within the client organization. This trust is the foundation of the entire profession. A company is essentially handing over the keys to its kingdom. They must be absolutely certain that the person they hired will act responsibly and discreetly with what they find inside. Furthermore, ethical hackers are legally obligated to report all their findings directly and only to the client. They do not exploit the vulnerabilities for personal gain or disclose them to the public. Their job is to help the organization fix the problems, not to brag about their skills or cause a panic. This commitment to the law and to ethical principles is what separates a security professional from a criminal. It is a career built on a foundation of trust, integrity, and a deep respect for the rules. Without these principles, the entire concept of ethical hacking would fall apart, as no organization would ever willingly invite an attacker into its systems. One of the most common jobs for an ethical hacker is called penetration testing, or pen testing for short. This is a simulated cyber attack against a computer system to check for exploitable vulnerabilities. Think of it as a planned mission. The ethical hacker starts with reconnaissance, gathering information about the target system, just like a real attacker would. They might look for employee names, email formats, or the types of software the company uses. Then they move on to scanning the network to identify open ports, running services, and potential entry points. The final goal is to gain access and see how deep into the network they can get. Another critical task is vulnerability scanning. While a penetration test is a deep manual dive into a system, a vulnerability scan is more like a broad automated checkup. Ethical hackers use specialized software tools to scan networks, servers, and applications for known weaknesses. These tools have vast databases of thousands of documented vulnerabilities. The scanner will check the target system against this database and produce a report listing potential security holes, such as outdated software, missing security patches, or common misconfigurations. This process helps organizations quickly identify and prioritize the low-hanging fruit, the easy-to-fix issues that could be exploited by attackers. Ethical hackers also spend a lot of time on social engineering. This is the art of manipulating people to get them to divulge confidential information. It might not sound like hacking, but it is one of the most effective ways for criminals to get inside a network. An ethical hacker might conduct a phishing campaign where they send fake emails to employees to see who clicks on a malicious link or enters their credentials on a fake login page. They might also try pretexting, which involves creating a fake story to trick an employee into giving them access. These tests reveal how vulnerable the human element of security is, and help companies train their staff to be more vigilant. Finally, ethical hackers are involved in securing web applications. So much of our lives and business operations run on websites and web apps, from online banking to e-commerce stores. These applications are prime targets for attackers. Ethical hackers will probe these applications for common flaws like SQL injection, where an attacker can manipulate the application's database, or cross-site scripting, where they can inject malicious scripts into a website viewed by other users. By finding and helping to fix these flaws, ethical hackers ensure that the applications we use every day are safe, and that our personal and financial data remains protected from theft. In our hyper-connected world, the importance of ethical hacking cannot be overstated. Every single day, organizations from small businesses to large government agencies face a constant barrage of cyber attacks. Malicious hackers are always searching for new ways to breach defenses, steal valuable data, and cause widespread disruption. Ethical hackers are the front line of defense against these threats. They provide an essential reality check, showing organizations not just where they think they are vulnerable, but where they actually are. This proactive approach is infinitely better than waiting for a breach to happen and then trying to clean up the mess afterward. Hiring an ethical hacker is a smart financial decision. The cost of a data breach can be astronomical. It includes regulatory fines, legal fees, the cost of notifying customers, and providing credit monitoring services. More than that, a breach can severely damage a company's reputation, leading to a loss of customer trust that can take years to rebuild, if it ever can be. The investment in an ethical hacker to perform regular security assessments is a fraction of the potential cost of a single major incident. By finding and fixing vulnerabilities before they are exploited, ethical hackers save organizations millions of dollars and protect their long-term viability. Ethical hackers are crucial for building and maintaining trust. When you give a company your personal information, whether it's your credit card number, your health records, or your private messages, you are trusting them to keep it safe. Organizations that actively employ ethical hackers are demonstrating a serious commitment to security. They are not just hoping for the best, they are actively testing their own defenses to ensure they are as strong as possible. This commitment helps build a reputation for reliability and security, making customers feel more confident in using their services and sharing their data with them. If you are fascinated by technology, enjoy solving complex puzzles, and have a strong sense of right and wrong, a career in ethical hacking might be for you. It is a challenging and constantly evolving field that puts you at the center of the fight to protect our digital world. Becoming an ethical hacker means becoming a cybersecurity hero, someone who uses their skills for good, helping to make the internet a safer place for everyone. It is a rewarding path where you can contribute directly to protecting information, preventing cybercrime, and building a more secure future for us all. The demand for skilled, ethical hackers is only growing,